Welcome back, class 11, in our virtual online class. So, today, this modern view will be the last topic of our chapter number 1, that is Introduction to the Political Science. So, uh, I hope till now the explanation has been clear to you. So, this is the last topic that we will be discussing in this chapter 1. Okay, today's topic is modern view. Political science is a science. So, in last class, we have discussed political science cannot be considered as science. There is a certain arguments given by traditional as well as a model thinkers. Okay, now we will discuss about modern view. Political science is a science. So these will be like, it is quite a very debatable one, and when you reach higher studies also, these kind of these is like there in your syllabus when you graduate, when you will be studying graduate degree for honors paper of political science, the master's degree also. These topics are debatable and it will go on. So moving forward, modern view, political science is a science. Traditional view says that political science is not a science. So modern view says that political science is a science. Modern view is totally against the traditional view that politics is not a science. The modern view holds that it is a science. Modern view says that it is a science. Modern political scientist rejects the traditional definition of science. Who rejects? Modern political scientist rejects the traditional definition of political science. On the other hand, science really means systematic acquisition of knowledge. Systematic acquisition of knowledge. So, what does this systematic acquisition of knowledge means? So, it is like there are different ranges of techniques, right? And we use different method to obtain that particular knowledge, or we use different methods to obtain the knowledge about the application of the process of constructing different ideas regarding to that particular domain. So science really means the systematic acquisition of knowledge by using different techniques to obtain that particular knowledge of that particular domain. So it involves what involves science also involves a systematic method of study. Science is a systematic knowledge relating to an area acquired by systematic observation, classification, and analysis of data. Systematic observation, classification, and analysis of data. Science have these three features, and it goes on, but just to understand, it is a systematic observation plus classification and analysis of data. So science involves these three features, like the things that we have discussed. Okay, so certain area, it is a related systematic knowledge. Science is a systematic knowledge requiring to particular area, which can be acquired by us by just like this systematic observation, by classification, and the analysis of whatever the data we have got. Okay, so this one is like modern political science tells that from here, like it is defined what is science. Okay, to make you understand. So Stott Chances says that science goes with method and not with subject matter. Who says? Stott Chances says that science goes with method and not with subject matter. Any discipline which uses systematic method of study is the scientific method of study qualifies to be treated as a science. So he says that any subject which goes towards the which does not relate to the subject matter, but it uses certain methods to get an information or a knowledge, that the method is scientific, that should be very scientific and scientific method of study, then automatically it qualifies to be called as a science. He has given just an explanation. Okay, so how a subject, if a subject like explains the science. If the subject uses scientific methods, then it is automatically treated as a science. So what are the arguments? We need to support on the arguments, right, that political science is a science. Then we need to give certain assumptions like these one. Use of scientific method. Number one is use of scientific method. Political science is a science because it uses scientific methods. So scientific method of study. What does this scientific method of study means? Scientific method of study means that it is a method of research, doing a study in which problems are identified and data is gathered, and hypothesis hypothesis is formulated um, hypothesis is formulated and ultimately tested. So the thing is like this: problem is identified, then data related to that problem is collected, and hypothesis means it's just an hypothesis, means eh, assumption that can be true or false also. The assumptions can be true or false also, and ultimately tested, and whenever the test comes, the it solves the problem. So science is the like political science is a science which uses scientific method or of study. Like whenever you go to the higher studies, there you need to write dissertation theses regarding these one. Okay, the problems are there, data is also collected, and hypothesis is also made, like certain assumptions are made and it is tested, and if the test solves the problem, it is the same method that science also uses. In that case, this particular topic says that use of scientific method, yes, it proves that political science is a science. Number two, validity of conclusion of political science. Validity of conclusion of political science. Presently, the use of systematic method of study has made it possible for a political scientist to arrive a valid, verified, and tested conclusion. It is very simple. I have already discussed, because uh, political science uses scientific method of study. So, and in scientific method of study, there is a systematic way. Okay, so and this systematic way is this one: problems, data, hypothesis, then it is tested. So this is the scientific method, and if these are there, then we can say that political science is a science, because the things are the political scientist arrives to the certain conclusion, a valid conclusion, and it is that conclusion itself is verified and tested, then it is also called as, like, political science can be also called as a science, because it has a systematic way of acquiring knowledge. Number 3, increasing ability of political science to make predictions. So the development of new concepts, tools, methods, and approaches, as well as the increasing ability to arrive at a tested conclusion, have been increasing the scope of prediction making in politics. So this one is very easy, because they're like, we by, like it says that by 2030, the political scientists or international scientists has said that water will be the most important resources. Water will be the more important resources, because there will be water crisis around the globe. So 2030, the many countries will have water crisis. So this is just like predicting. No, we haven't reached 20, we are at 2021, and 2030 is far. But also political scientists has been continuously saying that water will be the main resource, and water will be the major crisis. We will be facing major crisis. So this is already predicting. No, so the prediction also do have certain systematic value acquisition, like they are tested, and certain things are there that is predicting that water will be the main resources, and then the world's population will face a certain kind of crisis. So this is predicted, and thus not just water, in so many scientists have come forward and say that there will be like environmental crisis, so on and so forth. So this is that the political science give us an idea to predict our future. So in that case also we can prove that political science is a science. Now number 4, possibility of experimentation. It is true that experiment under controlled laboratory conditions cannot be made in politics. However, social experiment is possible in politics. So, the students of humanities, like, and science, okay, science have their laboratory, four walls laboratory, and they work under that laboratory itself. But humanities or the students of social science don't have laboratory of four walled, okay, four walled. We are not bound in the laboratory of four walled, but the society itself is our laboratory. So social experiment is there every now and then, every day there are different social experiment, have social experimenting is going on. Like there are so many trade unions are there, driver association are there. They will say, they will proclaim, and they will go for strike, and so many things are there. Everything is happening in front our eyes in society. So society itself acts as a laboratory, and we like being students of humanities or social science do have a laboratory, and society itself is our laboratory. And thus it is possible, says that social experiment is possible in politics, because society itself is our laboratory. So this statement also proves that political science is a science. Fifth point, even scientific knowledge lacks exactness. It is indeed untrue to say that scientific knowledge is about absolutely exact. History of evolution of science clearly shows that some principles of science which were considered fully valid in 19th century were proved to be wrong in 20th century. So some scientists says that, like, earth is flat, but so many people believe that one at particular century. Yes, our earth is flat. But now the when the technological advancement took place, the we got to know that earth is spherical. Earth is spherical. So this was false, okay, because it proved wrong in 20th century. It proved wrong in 20th century, right? That then the certain assumption made by scientific method always lacks exactness, okay. Laws of cause and effect also operates in politics. It is also not fully correct to say that the laws of cause and effect is not operative in politics. So it is not that cause and effect relationship, okay. If certain thing is there, there is no effect, it is not said. But in politics there is always cause and effect relationship in politics. So these are the things that you need to understand. I have discussed 6 points regarding the arguments that favors political science is a science. Like there are almost 8 points. 8 points, I have already discussed 6 points. So if you have any interest, you can add up to 2 points also. Kindly turn your page and just read it, okay. It's in page number A25, okay. So just you can just add the points also, if you have any interest of knowing much more. So it's not very bad, okay, to just it's not like I have teacher I taught you just 6 points, but it's your duty just to analyze 7 and 8 point also, and just make rough idea about what are the points. Is that politics has several agreed principles, you can explain that one also, and the law, other important things, okay. So it's like it's up to you to learn a bit more, okay. Till then, like, don't forget to make your notes, stay tuned with the videos, whatever the videos I am making, and please complete your notes and send it on time, because every day your notes is going to be piled up. Okay, so if you finish like 15 minutes of video and if you make the notes, your work will be done, and when examination will come, that you will have up to date notes. I have been emphasizing upon, please write your notes, then only your thinking capacity will also grow and your explanation techniques will also go. If I just spoon feed you, you'll not reach anywhere. So please do your work judiciously, and please be faithful to yourself. Till then, stay safe and take care.